and that is equal to, again you multiply this from this side, what you will get is psi 1 b psi 1 plus psi 1 b psi 2 plus psi 1 b psi 3 is equal to psi 2 b psi 1 plus psi 2 b psi 2 plus psi 2 b psi 3 is equal to psi 3 b psi 1 plus psi 3 b psi 2 plus psi 3 b psi 3. देखें, again in a similar way I have multiplied this with this but keeping b inside. Okay, so because it is the expectation value. Now look, by this equation what I will get here, n is 1, so this operates on this operator operates on this is by that equation, and you will get psi 1 and 1. You operate this on this one, you will get 4 psi 1 psi 2, and then for 3 it is n square plus 9, and you will be getting psi 1 psi 3. Look, this will be 0 by normalization, this will be 0 by normalization, and this will be 1. So from the first part you get 1, right? From the second part it will be this one, you know, it is 1 and psi 2 psi 1 0, and this will be 4 because n square, so this is 4 plus 4, and then this is normal, no problem, plus this is 0, and this will be 4, and that is again 0 because psi 3 psi 1, this is 0, and that is 9, and that is 13, and therefore expectation value of B will be equal to psi b psi divided by psi, and that is equal to 13 over 23 over 30, and that is equal to 13 into 30 over 23. So that is the answer of that. This gives you the expectation value. So I am going to finish it here. Please do study this problem in detail because it is solved. Okay, when book is with you. So this is problem number 2.4 on page 136. And try to attempt exercise, this is not solved, 2.2 on page 155. Okay, exercise 2.2, exercise 2.2, page 155. Try to attempt this. From the knowledge of this, try to attempt that one. What it says, consider two states. Psi 1 is phi 1 plus 4i phi 2 plus 5 phi 3, and psi 2 is similarly given in thread, where phi 1, phi 2, phi 3 are orthonormal kits, and where b is constant. Find the value of b so that psi 1 and psi 2 are orthogonal. Psi 1 is given in terms of phi 1, phi 2, phi 3. So orthogonal mean ke psi 1, psi 2 is orthogonal, mean result is 0. So you will multiply psi 1 and psi 2 together and then apply the orthogonality rule and try to find the value of b, and I'll see how you find it. That take it as an exercise and some knowledge from this one. Okay, I am complete with this lecture. This is for MS Quantum Mechanics. Now I'll start the other class. Then class. Yeah.